Hi, I'm Thel Roundtree and welcome to the HowAudio.com podcast. Thanks for joining us today. In this podcast, we'll be checking in with Kazell. Kevin is one of the hottest DJs on the LA club scene and has been working around the world in clubs for years. Kevin's going to give you some tips on how to get started as a DJ.
Okay, so we're talking about the CDJ that we're using. We've picked a CDJ-200 made by Pioneer. It's a great CDJ, has a lot of features on it. Some you may or may not have on your own CD player, but we're going to go over everything just so you get an idea of what's available. So basically, I've got my CD loaded in, hit play, we get some audio. I can also pause the audio there and you see it'll basically loop around until I hit Q. Once I've hit Q, that'll actually memorize the place where we paused it last, and next time I hit play, it will play from that point onwards. Okay, great. Some other features on this are the search features. So this is great. I can actually skip through my track and preview in real time, which allows me to find sections on the track very, very easily. This is great for going back and forth from breakdowns and just finding your intro beats. You've also got a track search button, so this will take you through all the different tracks on your CD. And in fact, this CD model will actually load in MP3 discs too, which is great. The reason you might want to do that is you can store a lot more MP3s on a disc than you can straight audio. And in case you are doing that method, you can use the folder search button. So if you make an MP3 disc, you might have a folder for hip hop, a folder for house, so you can browse the folders here with the folder search button. Now, as you remember from the turntables we were looking at, you've got the pitch adjustments here, the tempo. Works just the same as it does on a turntable. You speed it up and slow it down. The great thing about this is it also gives you different gradients here. So we have a +6, +10 and +16. So if you wanted to create the most amount of pitch shifting, you'd select it to +16. Another great feature here is a master tempo. So if I wanted to speed up a track, but keep it at the same keep it at the same key, I can use the master tempo there. So that's actually speeding things up without it changing the pitch. The reason you might want to use that is if you're working on a mix and you found something that's in the right tempo, but it doesn't match with the key, musical key, you can use master tempo to help out with that. It's a really cool feature. This model also comes with some basic effects. If I turn on the jet effect, I can use the jog wheel here to kind of add different effects. There's a zip control as well. And you can see I can just switch between the different effects just by clicking on here. We've got the simulates a guitar wah-wah pedal, which is kind of cool. And to turn it off, you just turn the effects off that you're using. It also has some basic looping features as well, which are pretty cool if you want to get into that too. You can also basically control the way the CD is playing with the jog wheel here as well. So this will allow me to speed up through the track or reverse back a little bit, slow things down, so I can find the right point to cue the track from. You also have different readouts here on the time code. There's a text mode button here, so if I'm playing an MP3 disc that has text built into it, you can actually see the names of the tracks appear there, which is very useful when you're browsing. We also have a time mode here as well. If I click on time, right now we're set up so it's basically telling us how much time's elapsed on the track. So in this case it's 36, 37 seconds. But I could also invert that and it'll let me know how much time is left on the track, which is really useful when you're mixing, trying to work out how long you've got left to mix in the next track. Another great thing is the remain LED section here too. This will also show you exactly how long you've got left on the track. This works the best when you've got it on time mode and the time's incrementing, because it'll actually tell you exactly how much longer you've got left on the track there.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, that about wraps it up for this edition of the HowAudio.com podcast. Be sure to check us out on the web for all your audio, music, and software training needs. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.